Welcome to AmazonRadio.net YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about 10 popular singers of all time. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to AmazonRadio.net channel for future updates. Across genres, the great art of music has seen a wide range of outstanding vocalists who have left a mark and continue to do incredible feats in the globe, expanding their reputation and fame. We've compiled a list of the 10 most in-demand vocalists of all time. While some may find these to be correct, others may find them to be inaccurate. The singers recognized here, on the other hand, have earned their place based on their celebrity, as you can see. Number 10. David Bowie. Who could not be enthralled by David Bowie's ever-evolving musical style? This Englishman, known for his influence across various musical genres, began his career on an unusual note, having associations with a number of bands before embarking on his solo career. Moving on, David Bowie was one of the first musicians to influence the growth of new musical sounds, from glam rock to punk rock, ushering in a new level of complexity in rock music. Bowie had 4 of his tracks included to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that molded rock and roll, as well as other accolades he earned in his name, including 6 Grammys, in recognition of his enormous contributions to the spread of music in the 20th century. If you ever get the chance to visit Buckinghamshire, make a point of stopping by the Market Square in Aylesbury to view the statue erected in honor of the legendary singer. Number 9. Elvis Presley. While you may be aware that Elvis Presley is one of the most well-known vocalists of all time, you may not be aware that he is also known as the King of Rock and Roll. Although this form of music had been for some time before Presley's arrival in the mid-1950s, his presence in rock and roll gave it a whole new meaning and revolutionized American music and culture. Throughout his life and music career, the brilliant vocalist set and broke numerous records, propelling him to global recognition. It's no surprise that Elvis Presley is considered one of the greatest vocalists of all time, with over 1 billion albums sold, countless No. 1 songs, and numerous special prizes and accolades in acknowledgement of his global effect on music culture. Number 8. Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury's music career is inextricably linked to his extraordinary feats and influence as the lead singer of Queen, one of the world's most popular and successful bands. Freddie Mercury's charismatic leadership was matched by his renowned 4-octave vocal range, which distinguished him as a great singer. His exceptional songwriting abilities were put to good use during his time with Queen, where he created more than 60 songs on his own, including 10 of the 17 songs on the band's all-time best-selling album, Greatest Hits. Despite the fact that his solo career was not as successful as his time with Queen, the British vocalist was able to sustain a successful chart career with his solo hit songs. With over 300 million records sold worldwide, you can attest to Billboard's assessment of Mercury as one of rock music's best lead singers. Number 7. Aretha Franklin. We have the Queen of Soul, the phenomenal Aretha Franklin, who dates back to the musical idols of the 1960s. Aretha Franklin transitioned from gospel singing to secular music in 1960, and her debut album, Aretha, with the Ray Bryant Combo, was released in 1961. Aretha Franklin's musical artistry grew more recognizable once she moved to Atlantic Records, where she skyrocketed from frequent chart performances to creating hit soundtracks and receiving more global acclaim. All while still in her early 20s, she had an even greater impact on the history of music for female musicians as the vocalist of the first solo female artist's album to top the R&B charts. With her hit Respect, one of the many awards she collected over her long career, Aretha Franklin became the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in January 1987, at the age of 45, setting the way for future female inductions. Number 6. Elton John. Elton John is another legendary musician whose music earned worldwide acclaim in the 1970s and is still highly relevant in today's youth. Originally known as Reginald Kenneth Dwight, the English singer changed his stage name to Elton John in 1967. Elton John has had a significant influence on popular music over the course of his 4-decade career, with a catalog of over 400 songs that includes several chart-topping hits, beginning with his first hit single, Your Song, which reached the top 10 in the United Kingdom and the United States, and was also named one of Rolling Stone's 500 greatest songs of all time. Elton John is known for being one of the best-selling music acts of all time, with over 300 million albums sold, making him one of the world's wealthiest and most influential musicians. Number 5. Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney, of the Beatles, the best-selling music group of all time, is one of the world's living legends. With more than 60 original songs to his credit, McCartney was a powerful driving factor behind the success the members recorded during the group's 10-year tenure on the music scene. After the band broke up in 1970, he went solo, releasing his debut solo album McCartney, which went to No. 1 in the US Billboard charts, and was followed by hit singles and albums that sold more than 100 million copies. Paul McCartney had more chart appearances and has received more honors, including 18 Grammy Awards, 8 Brit Awards, 2 American Music Awards, an entry into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Even at his advanced age, the singer continues to make waves, most recently with the release of McCartney 3, his best-selling album, in December 2022. Number 4. John Lennon. Have you ever wondered who started the famous British rock band The Beatles? Meet the star of the show, John Lennon, the British singer and composer who, along with members of his band, helped to shape music into what it is today. Many of the group's biggest singles were co-written by John Lennon and Paul McCartney. When the duo broke in 1970, John Lennon focused on his solo career, as did his songwriting partner. John Lennon's solo career was a huge success after he took the reins and equipped himself with his exceptional writing skills. His records sold over 14 million times. Number 3. Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston, the woman with the power voice, is one of the few female singers who have had a legendary record-breaking career, gaining the moniker The Voice for her powerful and exceptional 5-octave vocal range. Her impact on the pop landscape was felt right away, as she went directly to No. 1 on the Billboard 200 with her first album, a feat she repeated with her sophomore album, Whitney, which featured 5 singles that charted in the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. The singer has sold over 200 million records, putting her in first place among all-time best-selling musicians. Whitney Houston's musical success was evident beyond her excellent voice, as her artistic excellence was demonstrated consistently via her accomplishments as an artist. Whitney Houston is one of the most recognized musicians of all time, as evidenced by her numerous Grammy honors, Billboard Awards, Emmy Awards, World Music Awards, and American Music Awards, among others. Number 2. Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, the American music maestro with one of the best singing talents, was one of the significant performers that made music meaningful for the millennials. Before going solo with Columbia Records, he began his career as a member of bands such as the Hoboken Four, the James Band, and Tommy Dorsey's Band, where he had several hit records and gained more fame. The multi-talented artist was well known for his unique singing style and overall vocal techniques. With more than 50 albums released and over 1,000 songs recorded, he has sold more than 150 million records worldwide. Frank Sinatra's music career, which spanned more than half a decade, was hugely successful and had a huge influence on subsequent generations. Number 1. Michael Jackson. The world's most famous entertainer, who is also one of the most renowned personalities of all time, is at the top of this list. Jackson's famous music career and global influence, which began in the 1970s, went well beyond what any other musician could achieve. Michael Jackson, who began his career as a promising member of the Jackson 5, significantly beyond the conventional expectations of a brilliant singer. To this day, the notable musician retains unbeatable and highly prized records that he set during his career and lifetime, defying the status quo in music and brandishing a revisionary dynamism in music visuals, dance, and other cultural influences that can only be emulated by other artists. As of 2022, Michael Jackson is still the most awarded musician in history, topping Forbes' list of the highest-paid dead celebrities. Jackson was an unrivaled craftsman and performer, and he was on his way to becoming one of the world's most famous and relevant artists. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.